Now this is a 2020 Hyundai Ioniq, one of 3 versions you can purchase today. There's the hybrid, the plug-in hybrid, and this version, in my opinion, the most interesting, is the electric. Now, the Ioniq is pretty much what Hyundai does absolute best, which is mainstream, economical, intelligent, in this case not quite affordable, generally that's the case, transportation that will meet 99% of everyone's needs. The Ioniq is definitely all of that. Now I won't talk to you about pricing for the hybrid or the PHEV, I just want to talk about the EV. So pricing in Canada starts at $43,835 for the preferred model. Now that includes Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, 10.25-inch screen, a heat pump, a whole bunch of other stuff. In the US, product planning is very different, or the offering is very different, because the base car, the SE, is only $33,045. It's got an 8-inch screen, no heat pump, and a fewer things than our Canadian version. But for that price, if it was even possible to imagine a $33,000 EV like this in Canada, Hyundai would have a serious problem, which is why I think they did this on purpose by adding much more stuff to the car, just to limit the demand, if you will, if only because they couldn't meet the demand. All right, so this model, however, is not the preferred. It is, in fact, the ultimate, which retails for $45,895 in Canada. That's the equivalent of the limited in the US, which is $38,615. What do you get for that extra money? Sunroof, leather, rear heated seats, wireless charging, LED lights. And yeah, all right, I mean, a word or two about styling. What can I tell you? It's a cool 5-door hatchback. We'll give Hyundai a big thumbs up for that. But otherwise, like I said, it's just a mainstream means of transportation, which is intelligently, very, very smartly put together. Anyway, let's do the usual tour. Even at almost 46 grand, you don't get a power hatch, but that's okay. That's what I'm saying. 5-door hatchback, it's brilliant. Because it opens up, here, let me just take the cable bag out of the way, which opens up to 650 liters of boot space, or about 23 cubic feet, if I'm not mistaken. There is kind of storage under here, but stuff will move around. But very usable, very accessible. And so let's keep going. You may have noticed that I'm using this as the family vehicle for the week. And well, it's perfectly suited for the job. 2 baby seats, plenty of legroom. As you can see, you will not fit another individual between the 2 seats, but hey, for a small family, it works beautifully. There's a shot of the leather, rear heated seats, 2-mode, in fact. All right, so up front, the car is buzzing because it's actually on. Anyway, so power seats. The passenger seat is actually multi-way adjustable, which it isn't in the preferred. Look, fit and finish materials, it's nothing exceptional. It's not classy, it's not, I don't know, it doesn't redefine anything. But that's not the point of this car. Yes, hello, I'm in. Okay. Large display, it's actually configurable via, let's just start it up. It's on, but it's not. There we go. All right, yeah, so I have a low pressure tire warning light, but you know, there isn't that much of a difference there, but only one wheel. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's getting colder outside. But yeah, that changes with the drive modes here. I'll just skip right ahead. Your drive modes there. So they appear: Sport, Eco, and there's an Eco Plus if you press and hold. There's your 10.25-inch screen. Now that's beautiful. That's 2020, 2021. The car's already out. Pricing also. Very intuitive, great displays. You have your menus there. I mean, it just works really well. The piano black is well laid out. It's not, you know, everything works again. If there's one thing, though, I do love about the EV over the plug-in hybrid and the hybrid is that this whole center console here is open as opposed to meeting with the center stack. So that opens up a crap load of storage for my phone holder, for masks and all that. Here, your drive buttons or your transmission control buttons, very straightforward and easy. There's plenty of room. Storage is good. Visibility is not bad. I'm actually in the lowest seating position right now, and despite the way the base of the A-pillar and the mirror mount and all of that are set up, it's actually not that bad seeing over the mirror when you're doing a left-hand turn. It doesn't look it, but it's fine, to be honest. Here's something else to show you. Those are the paddles to adjust the Regen braking intensity. So that's up and that's down, or is it down and it up? Anyway, this brings it off and that brings them up. Does that make sense? Anyhow, look, also, right? Heated seats, heated steering wheel. I mean, fit finish is fine. It's good. Materials, good. It's just a very useful, intelligently, I'm repeating myself, also part of the ultimate package. It's just a good car, like a car that is designed to do what a car is supposed to do. Anyhow, and it gets better in my opinion as you go for a spin, so let's go. Right, so driving the Ioniq is, how can I put it? If you've never driven an EV before, but you do own, for example, an Elantra or a Jetta or a Civic or a compact, affordable, economical car, how you picture an EV, how it behaves and drives, that's basically what this car is, which I think is completely brilliant. Specs. So 100 kilowatt electric motor up front, which produces the equivalent of 134 horsepower, 218 pound-feet of torque. So as always, lots of torque off the bat or off the line, whatever. So it feels very quick, but it's not fast by any stretch of the imagination. But again, how fast is your Elantra? Okay, unless you have an Elantra Sport, for example. But anyway, range, battery size. Okay, so 38.3 kilowatt hour battery, which will give you a rated range of 274 kilometers or 170 miles. In today's real world driving situation, I'm not talking COVID and lockdown and all that, but that's enough for the average commute where you can drive this car for like 3 days in a row and not have to plug it in to recharge it. Perhaps even more than that, depending on the length of your commute. To recharge, in fact, if you're plugging it in at home on the regular wall socket, you're looking at like 35 and a half hours to get a full charge. But if you're going to buy an EV, obviously you want to get a wall box, which will dramatically reduce charge times to a little over 6 hours, if I'm not mistaken, which is completely logical. You get home from work or from, dinner at the in-laws if you're allowed. Depending on where you live, then you plug it in the following morning, you're fully charged, you're good to go. If you're on the road and you're going somewhere, well, this thing is level 3 capable and will recharge up to 80% from zero. Nobody ever gets to zero in a little under an hour. That's kind of long. It does have a 7.2 kilowatt onboard charger. Sorry. So, I mean, within reason in 2020, 2021, this is perfectly adequate electric motoring technology and all of that. So it's that sums up what I'm saying. It's not spectacular, but it's exactly what you need. It's probably more than what most people really need in an EV for a daily drive, especially equipment-wise. But generally speaking, it's great. And on that subject, what I do like, I showed you the drive mode buttons, so I'll just toggle through them, right? So you have normal, sport, eco, and then an eco plus. What Hyundai enables you to do is actually configure your configured drive mode. So in normal, sport, and eco, you can preset how much engine or brake regen you actually get, as well as the HVAC if you want it on eco or normal or whatever. So if you do a lot of city driving and you leave it in normal, then you can preset your regen braking into the third position. So essentially there are four. There's 0, 1, 2, 3 in intensity. So I have it set up in the third intensity, if you will, and the HVAC is on normal because it's starting to get a little cool, slowly but surely. I mean, yes, so that'll be one thing that you'll set up once and you'll forget about it, but still, it's a nice to have, if you will. Now, as far as the actual driving is concerned, again, it's exactly what you would expect it to be. It's quiet, it's comfortable, it's reasonably refined, it's well dampened, if you will. It's not sporty or anything like that, but I mean, look, if you put the hammer down, well, okay, it's not fast by any stretch of the imagination, but it's quick enough to have fun. Steering is responsive. I do like the brakes. The transition between physical brakes and the regen braking is almost seamless, so I do like that. A lot of systems still have a problem when they're transitioning from one to the other. There's a gap, there's a hole, there's a lack of braking power, which is annoying and sometimes frightening, in fact. You know what, of right now, the Hyundai group with Kia and their products, EV, the Soul EV, the Niro EV, this thing, and I'm missing one because my memory is shot, the Soul EV, they're all really interesting in their own respect. This one is the most common, if you will, or the most mainstream looking. I guess that's the theme right here. The Soul has tons of personality. The Kona is, I've spent a lot of time and done a lot of mileage with a Kona EV, and look, with the entire family loaded and everything, and it's great. It's got extra range because of the larger battery and all that. And the Niro's just boring, but it's fine. It's boring, but it's fine. All of these vehicles, including this one, if you want to replace an Elantra, a Civic, a Mazda 3, a Jetta, a Forte, whatever, this is it. This is the car to get. Anyhow, obviously, I guess you can tell that I kind of like this one as well. But I mean, it's all here, all of it. Just the pricing. But that's a matter of time.